Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Boop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I'm filming this on Monday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great day. It is the first full day of fall. But I'm actually filming this on Monday, so happy first day of fall partial. So, okay, so happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week so far and had a great day. Listen, Linda, I'm a week late on this. So we're gonna get right into it. And we're gonna talk about last week's episode of Sorority Mom's Guide to Rush. It's on Lifetime. This is episode 6. I believe they only had like the first 2 episodes on broadcast where you can tape it, and the rest are on, I watch it on Lifetime on demand. So let's get into it. We have two young ladies. I'm gonna do it. I like how I've been doing it, where I break it down and I cover one girl, and then tell you where she went, where she ended up running to, which sorority, and then I'll cover the second one. This week we have we don't have an Ole Miss, which is surprising. We have Alabama and Baylor in Texas. Okay, so let's start off with Alabama. We have Miss Brooklyn and her mom, Christina. Her mom in the beginning, it's, now I think about it, I have that her mom referred to herself as Brooklyn's momager, and at first I was like, oh no, what is this gonna be? Because when you hear momager, you think Kris Jenner. Oh no, is she gonna be something like that? But as it turns out, no, she wasn't anything like that. So Brooklyn and her family live in Tallahassee, Florida. She's going to Alabama. She is an Alabama super fan. Like, her parents took her to a game once, and since then she was hooked. The whole family is Alabama super fans. This is one of the few times that the mother has not been a legacy. Her mom, though, here's the thing. Her mom, Christina, was a teenage mom. When, I believe she said whenever she graduated, she was actually like 3 or 4 months pregnant with Brooklyn. So basically she really wants her daughter to join a sorority so she can meet people and she can get out there and live this life that she wasn't able to. But for me, I didn't get like the whole, like, sometimes when you hear that, you get a mother that is like, wants to live vicariously through her daughter, and she just inserts herself in a whole bunch. But I didn't get that from Christina at all, from her mother. Listen, they were talking about how expensive how expensive it is. And some of the cost, it was $4,850 per semester for dorms, $1,300 for a meal plan, and then the sorority fees can run anywhere from $3,800 to $5,000. That depends on which sorority you get into. And her dad's like, uh-oh, you know what? I just thought she'd go there and I'd be able to get some football tickets. I might have to take out another job. So they're meeting with Bill. Christina, or Brooklyn, is meeting with Bill, and then the other young lady, who is Violet, is actually going to be working with Brandis. So she meets, it's a surprise. Like, typically the girl who's rushing, the young lady who's rushing, knows that they're going to be meeting. But this is a surprise. And at first I was like, oh, what's that face? Does she not like Bill Alverson? And as it turns out, no, she really loves him. She follows him on social media. She watches all his videos. So she's real excited. He comes in, they talk, and she's like, he finds out that, hey, she's a small town girl. She's a small town girl. She's going to she's going to participate in the biggest rush in the country. Like, this isn't like you're going to, some small town, you're not rushing small town. This is huge. This is the biggest in the country. And she's going in with like no plan, no connections, no anything. Like, she's gotten everything done that she needs to get done, but she's really going in, other than that, like, cold. He wants her to tell them that she's from a big town, or that she's from a small town. Like, tell them you're small town. Don't let them like guess that you're a small town. Also, she needs to clean up her social media, because the one picture that they showed, she's in a white dress. He says she's looking voluptuous. And he's like, you need to clean this up, because someone from a sorority, like a sorority sister, may see this and may feel a little like, she may have some insecurity in her own looks. She might see this and maybe get jealous and maybe feel a little threatened. And then that could go against you. He also wants her to get a little more neutral in her makeup, because listen, and I can attest to this, not because I've done it myself, but because I've watched so many videos of girls rushing at Alabama, and they're saying how stinking hot it is. Nothing's attractive about all your makeup being sweated off and you just looking like just a mess. So he's like, tone it down just a little bit. Let's get a little, because she's a beautiful girl. Like, she held some titles, so she's a beauty queen. She's naturally beautiful. She doesn't need all of the makeup. There's some thoughts that after she met with him, she was crying because she was like, I really didn't ever think that I was worthy of this. But after meeting Bill, I can see that I am. And listen, like I said before, Bill, at first, when I had seen the commercials with Bill, I had thought, oh, he's just gonna be sarcastic. He's not gonna help these girls. He helps each of these girls so much. I have said it before. I would watch a show with Bill Alverson. Sign me up. I would watch it. I would watch all seasons, whether it be 1 season or 10 seasons. I would watch them all. I love Bill Alverson. We also find out that Christina was a teen mom, but Christina's mother was also a teen mother. So this is really, she's really proud of Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is 18. She is not in the same situation that her mom was in, or that Christina's mom was in. And she's the first one to go to a 4-year college. So she's just very, very proud of her. You could tell she's very proud of her. So they go out looking for decor for the room. Like, they were talking about when they said, what's the theme going to be we don't have a theme for my dorm room. Sister, listen, back in the 80s in college, if anybody can attest, if anybody's an old head like me and you can attest, we didn't have any of that. You just slapped up some posters and that was it. Like the random posters, you just put those up and everything was cool. So, but it looked cute. Some of the stuff that she's going to do, that looked really cute. But they were also talking that she really wants to rush. Brooklyn wants to rush because she wants to find that group of friends where she fits in. And her mom is like, you would think that she has a bunch of friends, but she really doesn't have that. And I would like for her, when she goes away, to meet her group of people and to make those friends. And but Brooklyn is really worried. I mean, she's very nervous about this. She's saying that, like, if she's not accepted in a sorority, into a house, she's afraid that she's just always going to be lonely. So it seems to me like she doesn't have a lot of friends, which is sad, It's sad. She seems like a very sweet girl. But okay, so 1 week before Rush, Bill comes to Tallahassee, meets with Brooklyn and her mom, and I didn't even realize it until he called it out. But he's like, okay, is this the same person? Because she dyed her hair brown. I thought I was watching the other girl. I thought I was watching Violet because she kind of bore a little bit of a resemblance to Violet. And he's like, listen, you've already gotten all of your paperwork, all of your video has been sent, your resume, the picture, they see that you have, that you're blonde, and then you come in as a brunette. Are you worried because they might not think that you're smart enough because you're blonde? Don't think that. You are more than smart enough. Also, scrub your social media. I feel like the advice that he was trying to give her was, because he asked her, does your dad know, has your dad seen this post, this picture? And she's like, I don't know. I'm feeling like a good piece of advice that he would give would be what do I have it written down? Yeah. They really only want to see posts. Only make sure that there's posts up that you wouldn't be worried about your father seeing. You know what I mean? Like put up only dad approved posts. Not that your dad has to see them, but if it's a post that your dad might not be happy to see, then just don't put it up. That's what I think. Okay. So the second week. Oh, no. I'm going to say the second week. So this is also the second week that a girl is crying and is nervous about making friends and getting accepted. That really got me in my feels because, listen, I know right now you might be watching this and you're saying, you're really outgoing. You probably had a ton of friends in high school. No, I didn't. Because in high school, listen, before high school, I was fat. In elementary school, I was fat. In middle school, I was fat. Then going up into high school, I wasn't as fat, but I wasn't thin. And I was the girl that was in drama club. And I liked all kinds of music, but I was the girl that liked English new wave music and alternative music. So when everybody else was, listening to the newest and the most popular, I knew that music too, but I was also listening to, like, if nobody ever heard of it, it was, what was it? It was Rock Over London. And I was jamming out to Duran Duran before Rio came out. Duran Duran and Depeche Mode and Echo and the Bunnymen and Susie Sue, The Cure. I was huge into The Cure. Like Duran Duran, The Cure, Depeche Mode, all of them. Like Wham, the old stuff, all of that. Like U2, before Joshua Tree, all of that. I was digging up Erasure, Yaz. That was my jam. The only one I didn't get into was the Smiths because they were too depressing for me. I mean, the most depressing that I could get was The Cure. But anyways, and I'm the one that would come up with like, I would maybe dye my hair with Kool-Aid. So I was kind of the weirdo. I only had I had a few friends and they were good friends, but I totally get it. So these girls who are like, they're worried about being accepted and they want to make friends maybe just because they haven't had a lot of friends. I get that. That had me in my feels. So when she was crying about that, oh, I completely got that. I understood. I sympathized. Okay, so open house comes and her first OOTD video, it looks like she made a friend. That was great. Philanthropy comes around. She got 7 houses back, which I believe the max that you can get back at Alabama is 7. Sisterhood, her dress was gorgeous during Sisterhood. She liked Zeta and she liked Gamma Phi Beta. Pref Day comes. That's when you visit your top 2 houses. Once again, her dress, gorgeous. Loved it. And for Bid Day, Brooklyn ran home to G Phi. So Gamma Phi Beta, congratulations, Miss Brooklyn. I'm so excited. I am so happy. I hope she's still happy with G Phi, and I hope that she just makes friends. I hope she makes the friends that she'll have for her lifetime. That'll be like in her wedding. And I love it. Okay. So next up we go to Concord, Wisconsin. And we meet Miss Violet and her mom, Rebecca. Now, Violet is going to Baylor. Her mom is the legacy. Her mom was in Delta Zeta. Her dad was in a frat. And she's doing spring. She's doing spring rush. And her mom is a boss babe. She started her own companies. She was also the lieutenant governor of Wisconsin. Like, boss babe uber. But then there's a part of me that's wondering if this puts just like a lot of pressure on her to succeed. But here's the thing. I love the fact that Violet wanted like a pair of $620, what were they? Jeans. And her mom was like, no, I'm going to go out. I'm going to get some Walmart jeans and we're going to recreate them. And they came out looking super cute. I love the fact that she did that. And instead of just saying no, she went out and she found a way to duplicate it. And I like the fact that she really is trying to teach her daughter about financial responsibility. We find out that the parents are going to be paying for schooling and all of the everything social is up to Violet to cover, which I completely agree with. I think that sets her up for fiscal responsibility in the future. Okay, so one thing that they have not really talked a lot about, and that is letters of recommendation. And this is 3 weeks before Rush. So letters of recommendation, Rebecca's really using her pool to get people to write letters, just to vouch for her character. And to vouch for her good character. Violet is going to be working with Brandis, and she is super excited. Meeting Brandis, Violet says that she struggles with being like her authentic self, and I can see where she would say this, because when she was growing up. She was growing up in a very political family and a very visible family, because her mother was lieutenant governor of Wisconsin. So she had to really keep it. She had to keep it tight, but she really had to watch what she was doing, and she kind of had to be not her authentic self. She had to reel it back, because anytime if she would say the wrong thing or if she would make a mistake, then that could possibly be a headline, and that could put her family in like a not so great light. Brandis's fashion vision is kind of clashing or isn't meshing with Violet's wardrobe. Like, Brandis wants her wardrobe to be fun and young, and Violet's wardrobe isn't really giving that. And so she's like, okay, well, we're gonna go shopping. And her mom, listen, her mom is not loosening up these purse strings at all. Like, she's like, if she wants more clothes, then she's gonna have to, you know, she's gonna have to pay for it. And Violet's like, I just have enough money for Rush. I don't have money for everything else. So they go to the thrift store, and they find things that will work, pieces that will work. Brandis talks to her mom, talks to Rebecca, and she's like, listen, this is when she rushes, this is like an audition. So I want her to put her best foot forward. I don't want her to sell herself short. And her mom maybe could come off as a control freak, but I don't really think she is, though. I think she's really raising her to be responsible. When you raise, I feel like it's of the utmost importance to teach your child about financial and fiscal responsibility before they go to school, because speaking from experience, listen, you go from having everything taken care of for you by your parents to you're suddenly on your own, and then they offer you a credit card, and it's just like plastic money that you don't even, whatever, and you just throw down the plastic, and then you ruin a credit score. So I think it's great that she did that. And she said that she's raising her kids. She really just wants her children to be happy, and that when people speak of her children, or speak of Violet, then they say that she's a good person and she has a good heart. So that I think that is mom goals, because Brandis was like, mom goals. I think it is mom goals. Okay. I also kind of feel like Violet, because Violet's like, I'm going to Baylor because I want to get out of town. And I feel like this is Violet's way of, she's going to Texas, and by joining a sorority, and maybe not joining Delta Zeta, but joining her own sorority, she's like creating her own path. So she can be her authentic self. And she's not linked to, the family legacy, and she's not linked to, oh, well, that's the lieutenant governor's daughter. Did you see what she did? Or did you hear what she said? So I think that's good for her. So Violet is flying out to Baylor. She is doing Spring Rush. So she's already been on campus. Now, those DIY jeans that they made, those were cute. That was an adorable outfit. I love that. The jeans with the Panhellenic shirt, and then underneath, she had that collar popping out. I thought that was adorable. I love that whole look. So you might be asking, what's the difference between spring and fall rush? Spring and fall rush. Well, fall rush is when you are brand new to campus. you're just hitting campus. That you have that combined with getting your room set up and getting ready to rush. So you're brand new. There's no first, this is the first impression. Nobody has seen you on campus. Spring rush is you've already been on campus, so you know people. But also you've established a reputation already. You've made impressions. So if you've shown your ass out on French Street already, it could be a problem. So you're really building on an existing image in spring rush, whereas in fall rush, you're going in, this is no image, you're clean slate. I don't know anything about you. Okay, so for philanthropy, Violet had seven parties to go to, 7 houses to go to. She was dropped by 1. Now, what you see developing here is Violet is really getting worried about hurting anyone's feelings. And she's saying it's really going to be a tough decision to have to, drop houses, because by the end you have to pick 2, because she just loves all the sisters that she's talked to. This is going to be something that follows her for the last couple days. She gets so worried about like picking one house over the other and maybe hurting someone's feelings. For sisterhood, they show the dresses for Violet and for Brooklyn. Baylor rush dresses are much more conservative because I loved I can't remember. I loved Brooklyn's dress. And then when I saw Violet's, I was like, well, that's very, It almost kind of gave me like a Jackie Kennedy dress. The only thing to me that was kind of missing was the pillbox hat. It was cute though. And then you find out that Baylor dress is more conservative. And it's crazy because when you see, when you watch different cities, different colleges in different parts of the country, their rush, you'll see that. I guess Baylor is very conservative. And then you have Alabama, which is like Southern Belle, but kind of, it's not conservative like Baylor, but it's somewhere in the middle. But then if you watch Arizona rush, it is, I was like, wow, this is a lot of skin, but take into consideration, there are out in the desert. So you have to adapt to, there's a lot more skin. There's a lot more décolleté, as you would say. But I thought her dress was cute. Although she wore the shoes that Brandis was like, you are too pretty and too young to be wearing them ugly shoes. And she wore them. But they looked comfortable though. And it went with the dress. So I thought it worked. So for sisterhood, she's like, she was at Pi-Fi. She cried the whole time. Because she just loved everybody there. But also the possibility of having to make a choice is just stressing her out because she does like all of these sisters. So pref day comes. She didn't say which house this was, but she said the sisters sat with her, told her how much they liked her, and you'd be a great fit and this and that. And so she's really getting nervous. So for pref day, her mom's there. Her mom's like, I'm outside. Just to let you know, the houses that were your final 2, they're right next to each other. She's like, I wish you wouldn't have told me that because now I'm going to feel so bad about this that I picked this one house over the other. but she gets over it, and she is picked by Pi Beta Phi. So she got picked up. She ran to Pi Beta Phi. So congratulations, Miss Violet. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. I always say none of these people are going to see any of this, but in the second week, I think Miss Hadley might have watched my video, and I loved Hadley. She was so sweet, just so sweet. So I'll say it again. I don't think anybody's going to see this, but Miss Brooklyn, or she calls herself Brookie. I thought that was cute. Miss Brooklyn, Roll Tide Roll. Congratulations. I hope you are loving life at G-Phi, at Gamma Phi Beta. And congratulations on finding, hopefully, your forever home and your forever sisterhood, Miss Violet, when you ran home to, I just said it, Pi Beta Phi. So, congratulations to both ladies. Listen, if you watched, please let me know in the comments. And if nobody told you yet today, you are loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so that it comes right back at you. Always treat each other as you would want to be treated. And kindness is free. Remember that. Let's sprinkle it around. And also, be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. We're going to hydrate. Wham ham. Water appreciation moment. Hydration appreciation moment. Wham ham. And if you are in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way so you make it through. I love you guys. I will see you on Wednesday. I forget that I'm putting this up on Tuesday. It's Monday. And I will see you on Wednesday when we talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay, I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, guys. Well, now that you're seeing this on Tuesday, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.